Welcome back to Milkhouse Podcast, episode 9. We've got a really fun topic today that has to do with zombies. But first, how you guys doing?
Well,
Wonderful. Always wonderful. I don't even know why you asked me more.
Because I wonder, I care about you.
Oh, well, I love you.
Thank you.
It's a new week, Kyle.
Look who's back. Jorge, how you doing, man?
Hola,
¿Cómo estás?
dude.
Como estás?
I'm doing great. I'm in a way better place than I was last week. So
I don't know.
I'm
Are
super
you,
happy to be
I mean, you texted us saying, I could do this. And you're like, but
Like-
you're probably feeling pretty good at the time. I'm not going to lie. Probably were still underneath anesthesia. People say a lot of funny things underneath that.
He was texting us like, I think I could be able to make it, guys. And you're like, I'm still in the hospital.
well, I mean, I think
You're tripping.
let me see. It was on a Tuesday, I believe.
your surgery
Yeah.
is on a Monday.
Was it on a Monday? Oh, jeez. Maybe I'm still high. I don't know. Okay, so I think that. Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys did have to record.
Yeah, you had it on Monday. Yep.
That's
was
right.
good.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to be positive, but then I realized, nope, ain't gonna happen.
But we had a good substitute, didn't we?
Definitely had a good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
Good old Steve.
Steve,
Well, Steve.
Good old Steve.
I don't think he said it, but I was hoping he'd say his line of "How we doing, kids?"
I know, and he did.
It's all right. Next time,
Next time.
he'll be
yeah.
back. He'll definitely
Yeah,
be back.
because he also
Well,
is Jorge.
I'm
So
sure
Yes, he
has one in the
does.
pocket.
Mhm.
So a little background for everybody. I worked at the same place that James and Stephanie did at the time, and so I was able to meet Steve. Actually, rewind. Sorry. I was working for the town
Yes.
that you guys worked for, and then I would come over and talk to you guys, and then eventually ended up working with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, anytime I would see Steve, he'd always go, "Jorge, how you doing today?" And so it was always great. He
Yeah.
always had coffee ready for me, and we always had good conversations.
Yes, we did. Yeah, I sometimes I miss that. That's about the only thing I
Mhm.
miss about working there. But it was good. A lot of fun memories.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, it went by way too quick,
But we will definitely have
Did.
Steve on hopefully soon.
I hope so.
and hopefully I can be here for that.
Oh, you will. You have no choice.
Yeah.
All right. We play some 90s trivia.
Yeah.
Oh, my. I
Oh.
almost forgot.
Did you read the card this time?
Yeah.
He gets here early just so he can read the card.
And
Yeah.
still, he doesn't get a single one right. It's pretty
I
impressive.
know, right?
Okay.
Story of my life.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Hope so.
Okay. In the popular Chili's restaurant commercial, who was on a deserted beach singing that they wanted their baby back ribs?
It was Backstreet Boys. It was, NSYNC. Sorry.
What's your answer?
Is it
You
a-
It was
said two
Joe
of them.
Kirkpatrick or something. What's his name?
So what's your answer?
Uh,
You've named two bands.
I don't know. Is it? I thought it was NSYNC, but maybe it is Backstreet Boys. I don't know. One of the two.
It's just one person?
No.
Joey Fatone. No.
It would be a group.
Maybe it was NSYNC.
It was a
Which one is
boy
Joey
group?
Fatone in?
Oh, it was in sync. I remember that. No,
Yeah.
baby back, baby back.
I
Right.
don't remember that commercial at
Oh,
all.
I do.
I don't
So
either.
you both
Or-
say NSYNC.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
have, Jorge?
I'll just go with what everybody else is saying. NSYNC.
NSYNC. Y'all are correct.
Yes.
See, my NSYNC.
Yeah.
But we're all in sync.
Yeah, you
guys.
were. I would have had no idea.
Yeah, I
See-
remember Lance Bass saying like the
Okay.
baby because he had the deepest voice.
Lance did?
I thought so. Yeah.
I
What do you
thought-
call someone with a deep voice in a choir? What's
Baritone.
a baritone? Yeah, I thought he was.
See, Backstreet Boys was my group. That was
He's like, I want my baby
that
back,
was
baby
the
back,
team.
baby back.
They're wannabes. Sorry.
Yeah.
They
I
were
remember.
before NSYNC.
Well, see, whenever I
Yeah,
hear that tune,
Backstreet Boys
whenever I hear
Right.
that tune, I don't think of them. I think of Michael Scott in The Office.
in the
whenever he-
office. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have an awesome blossom.
That's the only one that makes sense. Did you see that
A
they just
blossom,
did
extra awesome.
a new Chili's commercial with most of the gang from The Office?
No,
You haven't watched that? Oh,
No.
it's great.
I will
It's
link
great.
that because I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch it.
I
It's
think
very
they did
cool.
a great job with that.
Very
Wow.
cool. Okay, before we dive into today's topic, Did you guys see the recent news about Pope Francis dying?
Seen
I
heard
did.
about it.
Seen or heard about it? Yeah. So he died Easter Monday, April 21st.
Hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep. Hey, Jorge,
I
what are
wonder.
your thoughts?
Do you have something to say, Kyle?
Me?
I will say this
Go ahead.
as somebody that goes to mass often. I am very sad for maybe his loved ones or whoever he was close to, but I'm not sad that he is not the Pope anymore.
I like it.
I'm ready for another Pope.
Okay. And there will be one. So I did a little research. Okay. So there's a book called The Prophecy of the Popes, and it was published in 1595. And it consists of 112 short cryptic phrases, all written in Latin. Latin is always,
Spooky.
spooky.
In nomine
Um,
Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
All right. Keep your mouth shut.
Listen.
You're creeping me out.
Yeah, I don't know what language you're speaking.
Yeah. And apparently it predicts the line of popes from the very first one to the current one that just died.
Hmm.
And I guess in this prophecy type thing, there is one more pope and then the apocalypse hits.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think we
Oh.
also had that with the Mayan ruins, and we're still going
I know.
strong. So it's kind of like
They really messed
That
up.
one was the 2012 calendar, right? That you're
Mhm.
talking about? Oh man, then they
that
even made a
one-
movie about it.
Why don't we check the farmer's almanac and see how far we're going?
I trust that
I
one.
mean, yeah, I
They're a
trust
lot
that one
closer,
with
yeah.
all of my heart. So let's see where that is.
I trust the farmers.
Yeah,
any day.
absolutely. So yeah, very interesting though.
They
So,
do
yeah.
predict the weather pretty well. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Oh, what day is it gonna?
So-
What's it gonna be like this day?
So today's topic is perfect then.
That's right.
think
So they think, this last pope may usher in the apocalypse, maybe the zombie apocalypse, which takes us to today's topic. What if the zombie apocalypse started tomorrow? Oh, yes. We live in a really zombie obsessed culture, do we not?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
what if? So if we're starting right now for this podcast.
Oh, we'll get to that, baby. We'll get to that.
Just wondering.
Oh, yeah. I know you're ready.
Oh, no, I apparently.
Surprised you
I
don't
am,
have a bat with nails in it sitting beside you.
It's invisible.
It's invisible. So, in this zombie culture, what is your definition of a zombie? Stephanie, you
Oh
first.
my gosh. Here's the thing. I don't care about them. They don't take up any of my time at all. But all I know is you cannot kill them with guns or tools. Am I correct in that?
Beg to differ.
All I know about zombies is what I've learned in the Psych episode. And yeah.
You've
just-
never watched Resident Evil? or any-
No.
Oh my.
Did you just say the psych episode?
Yes.
Are you talking about whenever Sean was having nightmares?
I don't know if I've seen that
I
one.
gotta
So-
watch that one.
Yeah,
know.
it's a great episode, but
I
yeah.
actually think that was the last episode of the series. I think second to the
No.
last. It was the
Yeah,
second.
it
to
was
the
right
last
there
episode
to
of
the end.
series.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he
But-
became a zombie.
All I know is the zombies won't stay dead.
Mm.
So yeah, it's
That's why
someone
they're called the undead.
yeah, the undead. So I guess it technically at one point they were dead and came back.
Yeah.
So after they die once and they come back, they can't be dead, right? I'll have some follow.
I've never shot one yet or
Yeah,
had an
not
encounter with
yet.
one, so I can't give you an accurate assumption or detailed description of what that looks like, but you might be right.
Well, can you
Yeah.
give us your definition of a zombie?
Well, I'm just saying half of humanity. All right, hold on. I'm just kidding. No.
Kyle in the morning.
Yeah, me. That's me. I don't know. I would kind of say something along that lines, but I've played a lot of games where, my definition of zombies is probably different. I would say kind of similar where you got to sever their head somewhere, or the connection, and
Hmm.
kind of where that's kind of
Interesting.
hoping. But I've seen some where you can kill zombies. So,
Is it like a vampire? If you get the stake through the heart, they'll die.
No.
Do zombies
I
have
think, I
hearts?
think that's
No.
exclusive to.
Vampires.
but you go to
Yeah.
video game zombies. There's different too. There's like Resident Evil from, The Last of Us, or all these other ones. There's different kinds of renditions. So.
Mhm.
Wait, I'm gonna go back. I have seen one other movie, but not in the complete. I've watched Warm Bodies
Oh yeah.
in different scenes.
Where the
One-
female falls in love with a zombie.
Right. It was absolutely stupid.
Oh
But
yeah, it's kind of where they're brainless, right?
yeah.
Yep.
Didn't he come
Really
back
dumb.
to life?
I
He
thought
did.
so.
Didn't Love save him and bring him back?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
had some kind of Beauty and the Beast
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So yeah, I can't be a part of that either.
No,
If
I
love
would
is a
say
part of
someone's got
ending
a
it,
really weird
yeah,
fetish going on
And
there.
they'll
yeah,
never come back to life in
yeah.
this world.
It's not at all.
Jorge, what's your definition of a zombie?
So mine was basically just a reanimated body of a dead person with hunger for human flesh. That's the general consensus that I think pretty much everybody else has.
Yeah, but your explanation was way
Hello?
better. So great job.
Oh, thank
Loved
you.
it. You're welcome.
Loved it.
It's better because I wrote it down.
Basically, they
See,
desire
this-
human brains.
Yeah, I think a zombie's just
It's flesh, you know. I mean,
well, it's a made up word. A zombie, just the undead. Somebody had died,
Hmm.
or they were killed, or infected with a virus, or possessed, and
like
then
World War Z zombies,
sure
totally
they
different.
have died or been infected by something and have reanimated into something else, and they just happen to crave human flesh 24/7.
But they have to come up out of the grave, right? Because all of their clothes would resemble that they've been lying in
I
a
don't
grave
think
for a
so.
while, and
I don't
it's
think so.
tattered.
I don't think so.
Interesting.
I
I
did
think
look
it's
up a
different.
little bit more into
Well,
this
like,
topic.
go ahead.
I did look up a little bit more into the whole thing. I wasn't sure if you were going to have anything, James, but I did look up
Like an official
just
definition?
no, not an official definition, but just basically like where like it comes from and like how it
Oh no,
uh
I didn't have anything for that.
so I did read up, and apparently the ancient. This is according to I think it's a History Channel website, but ancient Greeks may have been the first civilization to fear the undead because archaeologists actually discovered these ancient graves that contained skeletons that were pinned down by rocks and other heavy objects.
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
So they didn't. I don't know when the term zombie was coined, um, but at least it's interesting to know that ancient Greeks did fear like the dead coming back to life. Which I mean, I do think that back then, I think in ancient times, I would say that maybe witchcraft and sorcery and things like that were actually very common. Like I think it was commonly known of, and so that's the reason why people might have been afraid of that stuff. Um, But I also read that, um, that zombie folklore has been around for centuries in Haiti,
Yeah.
possibly the 17th century when West African slaves were brought to work, the Haitian sugarcane plantations, and some reports claim that the life or the afterlife of a zombie represents the unpleasant conditions of slavery.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very.
Like you're destined to be a mindless zombie.
I
Yeah,
remember
I can feel that. It's like a zombie sometimes go to work, like,
yeah, I really
"Ah."
do it really early in the morning.
Yeah.
I remember in Aladdin where he gets the lamp, right? And then the genie, who Robin
Mm.
Williams plays his voice, excellent job. He
Oh, yeah.
explains the rules to him, and I can't remember the rules, but one of them is you can't
Wish for more wishes or something like that,
well,
right?
you can't wish for someone that has
Yes.
died to
Mhm,
come
to
back.
come
He's
back,
like,
yeah.
they get all, and then he
Yeah.
shows a
Yeah.
zombie.
Yeah.
Kind of that. It's funny that barrier, once you're crossed, there's no coming back.
Right.
So
It's been
What
a
I
while since I've seen Aladdin, but that was one of my
that
favorites.
was a good movie.
it was a great.
What I
Movie.
do like is that in 2023, the CDC continued to use zombies as a vehicle to promote emergency preparedness. And I heard that like back in
Yes.
2020, and I was
Oh,
like, "There's no
we
way."
talked about it for sure. I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure we did.
They're just trying.
It was just so weird. And I'm like, "There's no way." And
Guys,
I never checked
eventually.
it, but I did look it up. It's not there now.
It's
But
interesting that they would use that as an example, like a government agency would.
no.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they were trying to have a little fun.
They're
I
just
don't know.
trying to bring it back. Eventually, we'll get it right. is what
It's
they're
like,
Yeah.
quit
I don't
trying to
know.
make zombies a thing.
Could be manipulation. Who knows?
That's right.
It's true.
Maybe they're taking advantage of the zombie obsessed culture, and people were like, oh, "CDC is saying it."
They're
like-
interesting.
Or
for
they'll buy
once.
more guns if they think zombies
Yeah.
are going to come back.
You're selling a lot
I
of
mean,
guns.
Lockheed Martin's real happy. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. They ain't making no standard guns we buy.
No. So, what was your
Well,
first zombie movie or TV show? So, I know you think you said it. You said
Psych. One
Psych and
episode.
Psych and what was the other one?
Oh, Warm Bodies, but
Warm
I've never
Bodies.
seen the full movie because again, I thought it was stupid. So I've seen like bits and pieces.
Gotcha.
So
Kyle?
So first time I ever played Remember Zombies was I was at a friend's house staying the night. His father was playing Resident Evil, the first one. It was the first level, or it was the first scene where you had to walk inside the mansion, and they couldn't shoot. They kept shooting the zombie, and they couldn't kill the zombie, and like they'd run out of ammo. I'm like, and they die. I'm like, well, I was like, well, running out the door where you guys were just at, and I was like, that's what they did. And then I remember they shot the guy that cut to a cut scene, and they killed him. Like, how did you know how to do that? I'm like, "Oh, I just would have run back to him. I was scared. I was like, my friends are back there,
That's an intense game.
and it was when I was young. I mean, it was the first PlayStation game I'd ever seen that
Right.
had zombies, the first person shooting. Well, third person kind of, but it was cool, and I was kind of hooked on since.
Is Resident Evil the Umbrella Company?
Yeah, Umbrella
Yeah, so
Corporation.
it's a
Yep.
virus that turns them, right?
Correct. Kind of similar to most of them. Some of them, like,
Yeah.
unless you have like a Walking, not Walking Dead. What's the one with the guy with the hand? Sam. I can't remember.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know I'm talking about. Campbell. Campbell's his name.
Oh,
God,
Bruce Campbell?
No, is it Bruce
no.
Campbell? No,
I know what you're
you're
talking
talking
about.
about Army of Darkness?
Army of Darkness,
Or
yeah.
Evil Dead?
Evil
Yeah,
Dead. Yes,
Evil
why was
Dead,
that was
yeah.
eluding me so bad for some reason.
Well, those were deadites. Those weren't zombies. There was a spirit that was possessing them to become basically demons. I mean, same, I guess
I mean,
same
yeah,
difference, but
yeah. I've never
same
really
thing in
watched
that
Evil Dead.
realm.
I just played some of the games, which weren't too bad, but I think it was. Is that Bruce Campbell? What's
Yeah,
it?
I
Yeah,
think it's
it was
Bruce.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why it sounded.
you have good taste, Kyle.
Was that your
Thank you.
first
Thank you.
movie or film? Or
No, I actually didn't get exposed to Evil Dead until later. But I would say as a young kid, I would say the very first zombie movie I was exposed to was Resident Evil,
Mm-hmm.
and I was obsessed. I loved those movies. Um, and then Dawn of the Dead was also really big too, the 2004 film. Uh, and then Shaun of the Dead shortly
Oh
shortly
yeah,
afterwards.
that's
Yep.
great. I love that
And
one.
then my favorite TV show for a short time was The Walking Dead. But then I stopped watching that whenever too many people I liked started dying. So
You and
they're still going.
The Walking Dead is still on.
yeah.
They're still going.
Well,
They're coming out with all
Whoa.
these
Well, they're
they have
undead.
different.
They
several
can't
spin-offs
die.
Yeah.
now,
Oh, okay.
which
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
I
Talk about
see
beating a dead horse.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
good
overdone.
one. It's like
Yeah, you can
when he
only
does it
show
wrong.
Yeah.
the worst of humanity so much for like, yeah, we
Mm.
kind of get it.
Well,
Everyone's just
let's
kind of a
just
piece of crap,
Change it to a different city. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
mine was
Interesting.
Shaun of the Dead too.
Yep.
And it actually scared me. I thought it was funny. My friends had already seen it at the time, and I was like, yeah, it's hilarious. And inside, I'm like, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was
Dude, Shaun of the Dead was great. That was one of the best. Like
Mm.
that team, especially at the end where he keeps him as a pet and everything. That was
yeah.
oh, it's so funny. They couldn't let him go.
And did your parents know you watched these movies? Now, exposure, Warm Bodies came out when you were older.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
did your parents know you watched Resident Evil
Well, that's the thing
or
is like
played it?
zombie movies really weren't predominantly out until like I was already older. Like I mean, I might have played like zombie video games, sure, but there wasn't a whole bunch of zombie movies before I was already a teenager, almost fully grown. So
Yeah, just a few like classic ones, but
yeah, I can't really think of any besides like I think Resident Evil was one of the first, and
yeah.
yeah, I mean I guess like Jorge said, he was younger than I was, so or younger than I am. I mean,
Yeah. I would have only watched Warm Bodies because there was a select few movies that my brother would watch all the time, and Warm Bodies was one of them. So, like, if I came in on a college break or something like
I
that,
think
it
I
would be
remember seeing
playing.
that advertised on the movie
So
on
dumb.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched a little bit of it, and the dude just kind of like an idiot, like hey, 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 or
Yeah,
towards running into something,
yeah.
or getting hit with something.
Yeah. It's
Can't even realize he got hit with something, but like, all right, that's a truck.
yeah. And there's something with the plane. I don't
I
know.
don't know. It just seems like he just Yeah, mindless.
I will
Just
say
don't
this:
underestimate
as
paralyzed.
far as Resident Evil goes,
Yeah, no.
my parents, I think, also really like zombies too, so they were like renting these movies
That's
for us to watch.
hilarious.
Because I don't think any of us had I don't think any of us got scared of that stuff. If anything, we thought it was really cool. And my dad being the guy he is, he'd be like, "Yeah, I want to watch Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich." Like he would say things like that, and yeah. So like
Everyone
those
wanted to
were
watch
good.
that. Yeah.
Well, maybe the first three. They kept going, and of course, Hollywood loves to, like I said before, like to beat a dead horse. So,
Yeah. And I feel like
uh,
zombie movies are kind of a one and done.
Yeah.
Once you see it one time, you kinda I mean, it's interesting to see the different now, they've had some success with The Last of Us. I know they
mhm.
just released, I think, the first 2 episodes of the 2nd season, which I watched the first one, and I watched the whole 1st season. That has an interesting twist because it's zombies, but it's fungus. Have you watched any of it?
Yeah, I've played a video game.
Okay. Did you
Yeah,
play both of them?
I have.
Okay, so you know the story well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's a good enough twist where it's intriguing.
Well, it's definitely different, but also as well, I mean, in the whole thing of it all, the only person that can actually save anyone is the main character, which is a girl, and
Ellie.
yeah, and she's the only person that's known to have a resistance to it. So
That's right, yeah.
that's why she ends up being so valuable. But which is cool. But like in World War Z, um, which is really cool too. It comes to find out that the zombie virus finds out it will not infect someone if they have a virus, if they're not like a good host. So they
Interesting.
end up zombie.
Yes, I like
So,
that twist.
and which was actually was a cool play because it was more like we're just hiding it. I was like, but also very cool play. Resident Evil was cool just because it was kind of one of the first ones. I remember I actually played more video games, and then once the game started coming or the movie started coming out, it was like, oh right. 'Cause I mean, I don't. The hardest thing is if in real life, I don't have near as many grenades as I do in a video game. It's gonna be hard. I don't have any.
That's too bad.
All right, sorry.
I'm
That's all I
also
got.
all out of grenades. Man.
Yeah, believe that's a man's best friend.
I would love to have some in that scenario. Okay, so but I have another scenario.
Okay.
Okay. Scenario 1 and the only one. You wake up and you see an alert on your phone showing an emergency order to stay inside. The message is very brief, but discloses that people are violent, vicious, and attacking each other, and to stay indoors at all costs. What do you do first? Stephanie.
I'm gonna say it just depends on how my week is going. Like, if
It
it's
almost
an
sounds
off
like
week, I'm just
You're
gonna
like,
head out and
I'm
see what
you're like, I'm
happens.
not even gonna deal with this right now.
Yeah, just head on out. Just take me out. I don't. Yeah, that's how it is.
I
I,
have
It
a
was.
That's mildly what happened whenever COVID started.
I was about to say that. Like when COVID started, like everything was shut down, and our campus included. And I was like, yeah, I can't do this. And so we would go out shopping to the few stores. I think like Dunham's was opened or um it's another one, Runnings,
cool
and
runnings.
I just
Cool
bought some stuff I
runnings.
didn't need so I could sit outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much. But
That's funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just depends on the week. But I think I would have to ask more questions. Like
We got some more
it's
questions.
no, I meant that day if I get an alert
Oh,
on my phone.
yeah. Well,
So
I guess the scary part about it is the unknown, where you don't know. All it gives you is that
again,
stay away from people because they're
it's gonna be what's the week already looking like? Is this a Monday? Is this a Friday? And
Are we
what
in Ohio?
yeah, which state are we in? Is this local, national? Like what are we looking for here? Can I outrun anyone in my car
Are
to
these
get someplace
zombies
else?
armed? Can they
We
shoot?
don't know they're zombies yet.
Well, I
yeah.
know
We
that.
just know they're people going crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna assume everyone's zombie, and then I'll think otherwise, and if they can shoot or not. That's
So
still kind of
what would you do first, Kyle?
Shoot then think later. Just
You see
Well,
that
I
alert on
don't
your
know.
phone, and then you see one of your neighbors walking around. Just
I think that's odd because no one ever walks around. I'm just kidding.
right.
No, walking around.
Hello.
Oh yeah, he's just that's great. Um,
He needs a cup of sugar. He's at your door.
I'd probably just honestly, I'd go look outside, be like, all right, stay inside. Yeah, I'd probably disregard just about everything they told me to do. I'd probably, if it was like I seen a lot of people, if I lived in the big city, it'd be totally different than what I would do if I was living where I live. But um,
Yeah, that's true.
it just definitely depends on your situation. I mean, if you start seeing people jumping or falling out the window and crap just looks crazy, it's like, yeah, better not. I'm just gonna play a video game, lock my door, and maybe go. I got a shed, so I'll get some boards. I'll
Play
go
video
outside and I'll get some screws and I'll just board up everything. And I'm like, well, hope until I'm gonna play some video games until the power goes off. I got some food. We're gonna hang out and whatever ammunition, and I got plenty of water. Hope my power doesn't go off that. If it does, I'm gonna be really mad. Then we're gonna forge outside and see what's going on. But until then, we're gonna survive on beer, maybe a little bit of liquor, some juice, probably some pop, ramen noodles. Even though I don't like them, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna fill my bathtub up with water. All right, and then I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna put it on the pot. Like, well, I'm gonna take a shower and eat some ramen noodles out of this. Which one am I gonna do first? I don't know.
Delicious.
It's gonna suck. I know that.
Corey, what would you do first?
Well, I don't know. It depends
was a
because
logical
if
kid.
I'm in
You
if
ever
I'm
know
in
what
Chicago or if I'm in Ohio or Florida, those guys go through that stuff like every day. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would probably just ask the neighbor. No,
fair.
I'm just kidding.
I got peanut butter.
Yeah, if I saw that, I think I would definitely take it a lot more seriously than what I'm putting on. But like, I think I would just go ahead and start getting start getting accountability of everybody, making sure that I know where everyone's at, and I think I would really just start working on uh really removing myself, or I'm sorry, like relocating my family to people that I know and trust. I think that's what I would start doing. So if I hear that on the news, or if there's like a national alert that comes out that like that, I'm already working on getting out of there because I think on a serious note, going back and looking at how everybody took COVID, um, people were ridiculous. Regardless of like whether I'm not making the point of like this being like pro-vax or anti-vax. That's not what I'm talking about. But like the reaction that people had whenever it first
Mhm.
happened was freaking nuts. And
Mhm.
I don't know how the toilet paper thing came in, but like you go in and you see
Buy it
people
all.
like fighting each other over
It's like
freaking,
Pokemon.
you know, two-ply, three-ply toilet paper. And they're like, I'm going to get that Charmin.
I want the
I'll kill
soft stuff
anyone who
Can
before
gets
it
in my
I
says
way.
out.
I just need to add this to that because it makes me laugh every time. So in the middle of that, no one had toilet paper. It was a big thing, but you could go to Frisch's and buy your food and a roll of toilet paper. So you get a number 8 and a roll of toilet paper
Where was this?
at a Frisch's. So like a drive-through sit-down restaurant. They were they were selling toilet paper
You
there as
said
well.
number 8 and number and a roll of
Yeah,
toilet
I
paper. I was
just
like,
made up that number,
didn't
but
I use
yeah.
a number 2 in a roll of toilet
Yeah,
paper?
haha, good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna. Well, maybe they were giving you toilet paper because their food had
No,
Yeah.
been
you would have
They've been
to
awful
buy
sitting
killing
on
it.
it.
You
you.
would have to buy it. It was like $6 a roll.
Whoa.
But you
They knew a
Jeez.
guy that knew
Yeah.
a guy that knew a guy
Yeah,
that knew a
everyone
guy.
was
Yeah.
sold out, so they were
They're capitalizing off the
yeah.
toilet
So I
paper
Was
mean,
it Chinese food?
No, it
Okay.
was
so I
just
mean,
like
I say all of that to say like, if there's a national alert going on, I'm getting the heck out of wherever I am because I don't want to be in the mix of all that nonsense. Because people will be civilized one moment, and then like maybe even some people that you never would have thought that maybe you're friends with now complete 180 and would just go crazy. And it's like I think it would just be better to work on like removing ourselves and just like going and relocating to friends and family.
Yeah, I agree. I think, on a serious note, if I did see something like that, I would it would definitely make me feel weird, but I would make sure no one in my household is going anywhere, and then I would probably call
Mhm.
around. I'd say, did you get that same text?" And
Are
that's
you a
assuming the
zombie?
phone
And they're
works.
like, hey,
Yeah.
then you know they're a zombie. It's like,
I would go outside and look and listen and say, "Okay, what's going on here?" So I would stay put for a little while, but yeah, it would be pretty alarming because I would be like, "Is this real?" And yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to overreact, but I wouldn't want to underreact, if that makes sense.
well, I wouldn't tell anyone exactly what I'm gonna do.
You just did.
You just told
You
us.
told
No,
You told
no,
the
everyone.
internet, dude.
that was entertainment. All right, you have no idea.
Oh, that was a fake.
Look how the turntables.
Listen, that's the ultimate plan. That's like if I'm by
Good one.
myself. I
the
have like,
ultimate plan.
like, come in, anyone mess with me, I'm just gonna be Woody Harrelson in real life. I'm just gonna play as it rolls and find whatever comes along. Find me a Hummer, run over everything.
Well, bonus, I'd be like, I don't think I have to go to work in this
Yeah,
scenario.
Listen, I've played
absolutely.
enough Call of Duty. I think enough. I think as long as they're zombies and they ain't got guns, it's ain't a lot better chance. If they got guns, it's gonna be a little bit harder.
So speaking of weapons, so what would be the first weapon you grab now? It can be a melee weapon, it can be a firearm, it could be an improvised weapon. You can get
Katana.
like a kitchen mop with a
I'm
knife
so
on it.
confused. I thought these don't work. Like, what
What?
would be the point of having a weapon if zombies aren't going to die?
Because they're going to eat you. You
Well,
have to defend yourself.
do you want-
Right, but
Or
if
you have to
they're
clear them out so you can get out of there.
You want to try to live, at least you can slow them down, right? Chop their legs
This
off.
is assuming they're flesh-eating zombies.
what other kind of zombies are there?
I don't know.
Okay,
But
Brain
it
eating
says
zombies.
they're violent, vicious,
also
and
flesh.
attacking each other.
I don't know.
I want your brains.
I don't know.
No.
What's a 38 special? We'll start with that.
Okay.
That's
Good
the
choice.
only one I know. So
Good choice.
yeah.
Well, your odds looking really good.
Kyle?
I honestly, if I could just like hand to hand, since they're zombies, I'd choose like a katana or something that would had something I can start swinging and
Mhm.
slicing some heads off.
I could probably use my restraint knowledge. Do you think that would help?
Yes,
I think so.
Okay.
teach
to the
teach
ground,
them
hold them.
patience.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be teaching them patience.
Oh, you said
Just-
restraint. I think.
Right, restraint. Like
Oh,
I can't.
I
use
was thinking
the
mental
term.
restraint.
No. I
Oh,
can't use the
physical.
term. But
I think it's very
restraints.
useful.
I think so too.
Jorge?
Well, it's funny you ask because today, after we're done, I'm actually going to be going out and buying a machete.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So if I
Oh.
have, that's melee, but I always have my Glock on me. So
Of course. Make sure it's full tang,
yeah,
because if
Put-
it's not, it'll snap right
Put like a
off.
50 round drum in there, like.
Yeah, 50 rounds. Don't let it jam.
yeah. But I think a machete is a
Bring some gun away.
promising melee weapon.
I would have my primary and my secondary and a melee weapon. So I'd have my rifle, okay, as my primary,
Mm-hmm.
my pistol, my secondary,
Uh-huh.
and probably a machete. I have a machete or my hatchet as my melee, as my backup. I mean, I've got my whole kit and everything, but I'm saying
Sure,
that
naturally, the whole kit's
I'm-
ready.
I'd be ready.
Let me ask you guys this, since you guys are all really into zombies. If they were dead and came back, would they forget all the stuff from life? Like, would they be confused
Mindless.
and distracted by like a fog machine or bubble machine? I do have those on hand, and I just
Yes.
need
You
to
know
know
what?
if that would be something.
We all have to figure this out.
Oh, okay.
So
I feel like
you
they
can do
would.
some testing, see if they're distracted by sound, see if they still remember you. Hey, you remember me, right?
Or
Sure.
Zombieland.
Tom,
Sure.
Tom, we're friends. And he tries to bite you. You're like, that's a no.
I guess that's no. Oh,
No.
yeah, that makes-
No, those are good. I like how
Interesting.
you think, though.
Well, in Zombieland, they're distracted by fireworks. So.
Oh,
That's
well,
very
who
true.
isn't?
Yeah, who isn't, though?
I hope I have
I
that
I
on the
know
4th
she
of
said
July.
bubble
We'll be
machine. I'm over
good.
here. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
distracted
Yeah.
by it. I think
I would
it's
say
great.
anything shiny and bright for
Would
sure.
work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people's
Interesting.
attitude. You're just a shiny, bright person. You get her out there.
Give 'em
Then
some,
she gets eaten.
and again, depending on the day, it's not going to matter.
Not you. I was talking about the shiny,
Oh.
bubbly person.
I was thinking about me.
I was talking about the girl or a person. You usually don't find a shiny, bubbly guy. All right. I feel like it had to be a woman.
do. Sometimes you do.
Like, oh, hey
You
guys,
get
let's
a joy
go.
of living.
All right. Fair enough.
Do you have something else to add? You look like
Well,
you want to add
yeah,
something.
but I looked at the outline and then I forgot it, so I don't wanna if we're going that direction, I don't wanna mess with it. I think I can wait till
Okay.
4 and 5.
Okay.
It's definitely gonna be 5.
Okay.
We're good.
And so supplies. If you have to hunker down in this scenario, do you have any supplies? So examples: non-perishable food, water, drinkable water, and
Mm.
flushable water, generator, water tablets, water purification tablets, MREs, anything that lasts you a week, several weeks, or maybe even months. Do you have that currently?
No.
Like everyone has canned food in their house.
Well, yeah.
How long do you think you have? I mean, we can
Ugh.
obviously survive on minimal calories in a
Yeah.
life or death scenario. I'll
I
eat
don't
a
know,
can of cream and mushroom soup.
I think it would be
Delicious.
fine. I mean, there's enough around my location that it would,
I like
we're
the way
good.
you think.
Yeah, I'm good.
Kyle,
Yeah.
what about you?
Well, good thing is I don't know. I have survive a little while. I mean, everyone's gonna. I mean, everyone's scenario is dependent. I don't think everyone can have and be prepared like they want to be prepared. I mean, everyone's situation is different. So, really, the best thing you can do is just be vigilant and do what you can. I mean, protection, family, food, water, shelter, and that's about. But the most important things are after that. It's just, I guess, privilege, right? So
Sure.
I'd just make you gotta protect yourself in order to be able to have food and shelter and eat, right? So protection would be number one. Where's the safest place to go if you had to be around your friends? I mean, food wise, I think I'd probably be good for a few months, but after that, it's gonna start getting a little fun.
How long is this gonna last?
Well,
Indefinitely, it's a zombie apocalypse. It's
we
the end of
don't
the
Well,
know.
world.
eventually it has to stop because they don't have anything to feed
Well,
off
The
of.
Walking Dead's like 10 years, so at least 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So we'll just say forever.
And
Okay.
we will add medical supplies to this. Antibiotics, first
yeah.
aid, NSAIDs, tourniquets, like stuff to treat superficial wounds or minor infections.
Good.
So
When
you're
you're
good?
gonna treat no zombie infection.
Well,
Or
if
hey,
No, that's what the machete's for.
that's right. I got your
I
medicine
really
right
got a
here.
Yeah.
headache, guys. Can you give me one?
I was gonna say
Midol for
though,
cramps?
if it's saying if you don't have vaccines, you're better off, then right? Didn't someone say that earlier? Like they're
Oh,
not getting people that are not vaccinated.
it's a zombie?
Did someone say that earlier in the
No.
video game or something?
Oh, okay. No, I said okay. So what happened in the movie the World War Z is so
Oh,
say I
yeah.
have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a terminal illness,
Yeah.
the zombie wouldn't come to me because I'm not as formidable host because I have a term. I wouldn't say it's actually a disease killing. Like, it doesn't have to be a disease that can kill you, right? A
Yeah.
terminal would just be one that's like maybe chronic or something. So you could
So
find something to mask that's not so bad, infect yourself with it, so the zombie or the virus bypasses you and goes on to someone else.
So basically the
It's masking
zombies, yeah, the virus itself, um, they want to spread that virus.
right.
to a
It's
healthy
almost like a
host.
hive thing.
So are you saying
And
I should stop taking my vitamins
no, no, no,
or
no,
just
no.
keep taking them?
No. Well,
Well, we don't
no.
know yet.
Yeah.
We don't
I
know,
I
but
need to
they
okay.
want a healthy host in this World War Z scenario.
Ooh,
So
Yes.
okay.
if they, it's kind of like if you want a hamburger, you're not going to go after a moldy old one.
No.
So they see a sick person, like in the film
Yeah,
when Brad Pitt's character starts to notice. I think they're in Israel,
yeah, they're
and
in
there's a
Israel. Yep.
assumed kid with cancer because he's bald. He kind of looks sickly,
Uh-huh.
and the zombies are running at him, and they just run around. They avoid him like he's the
Ooh.
plague.
Yep.
So
I
And Brad
he's saying the
Pitt
vaccine,
is-
like if you could inject yourself with a virus that you could
Yeah.
live through, they're not going to touch you. I think they call it
Interesting.
camouflage. Like
yeah,
the
it's
idea,
camouflage,
Okay.
masking, what you're-
masking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of throw them off your trail.
So I'll be looking into that. That's
World War Z.
yeah.
It's a good
I
movie.
won't watch it,
It
but
really is a
I
good
like
movie. It's
I
probably
like
one of
the
the
thought
best ones
process.
actually. Like as far as like how chaotic it would be, it's pretty good.
It's a good. It's a blockbuster. Or hey, what about you?
So we do have first aid. We have those like winding flashlights. They're like winding flashlights, and they're also like a radio too. We already stock up on water a lot. Like whenever we get down to like 2, maybe 3 giant packs of them, we're like, okay, we need to buy more. Like we already, for some reason, have this need to stock up on water. Um, and then we do have plenty of vitamins and antibiotics and things like that. Um, it's actually funny. I was actually going to bring this up because you guys were talking about like people with like a certain thing from World War Z. It actually kind of made me think of I Am Legend, and I
Mm,
know that they're not
Yeah, that's the
zombies,
one. Yeah.
that's a good one.
but it's actually interesting because the whole premise of that movie is that everybody that got cured from whatever illness it was, which apparently like this vaccine or this medicine, whatever they came up with, it cured everybody that took it, but then the people that took it are the ones that turned into the creatures. Or I think they were vampires, but everybody that took it ended up turning into that, and so that's why Robert Neville, or it was actually based off of the movie Omega Man with Charlton
Mhm.
Heston, but um, that's why Robert Neville was trying to look for a cure, or Will Smith's character was looking for a cure to basically reverse the thing. But I thought that was an interesting thing. So like, what if everybody becomes a zombie because they had some sort of medicine or they took the wrong sort of thing and then
Yeah.
ended up
Hmm.
flesh eating
You
people?
take it
Yeah.
for the right reasons and backfires on you.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a nice
maybe.
little twist.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon twist.
Hmm.
All right. Who would the first person be who you would try to contact?
Oh, wherever my brother-in-law Caleb is, that's where I'm going. I think he has a full plan on this. Shout out Caleb.
He's probably getting mad for you calling his
Oh
name out.
no, he'll love it. But wherever he is, that's where I'm going, and I'll take whoever with me. Um,
You should have said his code name, Big Bear.
Big
I
Bear.
don't know what it is other than Caleb. But I was thinking about it the other day. If this happens, Caleb's the one. He's very prepared, but also in a weird twist. If anybody could make friends with zombies, it would be him. And so I think I just have better luck wherever he is.
He's
So he
gonna
has a
be-
fortress
I
and
think-
he's cunning.
I think the
Oh.
zombies, he would befriend them, and then they would protect us from the other zombies. I
Does
feel
it-
very confident
How
in his
will
skills.
how will he summon the horde? Will he do like the Velociraptor thing? Like,
I
That's kinda what I'm
don't
wondering.
know. If you could meet Caleb, you would understand it, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, there's something about him.
I need to meet him now.
Yeah, he's something." But yeah, I
That's-
think wherever he is, that's where I'll be.
Okay.
So
I like it.
yeah,
Kyle.
Oh, I'm calling my folks and my family and heading there or whatever. That's how it's gonna go. So
It's beautiful. I love it.
not no one else. I mean, I call my friends, but they'll be on the way. I'm like, bro, what's up? I got a few, but I ain't saying everyone.
I think going to Montana would be a safe bet too.
I think so too.
Because if where's it starting at? Is it starting in New York?
Oh, it's got to start in
It's
New
gonna-
York.
yeah.
It always does.
So
You
like
better have
that's
enough gas before you leave because good luck.
you're not
on your
getting off
way.
the island. They're gonna close the bridge.
well, that's fine. But
Mm,
if the
it might
zombies
not
are
be.
coming, I think you're underestimating what I can do. That's what I felt. But
I think
if
some
it's
people
starting-
overestimate what they can do. I think that's the problem.
not in this case.
life or death.
Yeah.
Fight, flight, or freeze.
But if it's starting in New York, that gives you a little bit of time to get to Montana. So
But
and I don't. Last time I checked, zombies couldn't drive, so they're going to be walking,
Yeah, but the
and
traffic.
that's going to slow it down too.
I feel it's kind of like what is the main cause for car accidents? Do you know?
Traffic.
No, human error.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's kind of like that. If you're trying to get out of a city, the people initially are going to be the problem because if you try to get out,
Right.
people are going to freak out
But you have to
and buy
account
toilet
for
paper.
right. But you have to account for if you get that alert, how many of them are going to take the time to say, "Oh, is this real or is this a prank?" One, I'm already in the Midwest. First of all,
Mhm.
so already Midwest, already closer than people in New York. People are going to think it's a practical joke and not pay attention, or it's just a test. So I'm already above a decent amount of people.
Your zombie preparedness IQ is off the charts.
Thank you.
It really
I know
is.
Kyle doesn't believe
I
it, but He
feel
doesn't know
like
me that well, so he doesn't
I'm
know
just
much.
saying, like the amount of this amount of like the toilet paper being sold out, like the amount of panic people go through, like
Right, because 'cause they're shopping for toilet paper, so that also extends
Yeah.
well,
my
that means they're
time
gonna be on the
several
road shopping for
hours.
toilet paper.
Right,
Yeah,
and
guys,
while
zombie
they're
apocalypse broke
shopping
out. We need to get toilet paper
yeah,
immediately.
so then I immediately, we wanna be prepared for our house guests. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, my biggest thing
Listen.
in discrepancy is gonna be just getting through big cities because that's gonna be the area where most people are most congested. So trying to find alternative routes around them is gonna be your biggest
Well,
key.
if you know a pilot, that also will help things.
That's true. I just become a
So
pilot. I don't have to
Or
worry about landing. I just can parachute, land, jump.
well, there you
'Cause at
go.
that point, don't need to learn how to land. I
or
got a parachute. That's
larger
right.
bodies
That's
of
true.
water if you got a
Yeah,
boat, you know?
that's also true. So, many options here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jorge, who would you contact first? Now,
So the
in this scenario, you of course you have your family.
Yes. So the first person I would reach out to is my older brother because with where he's at, he's closer to two of my other siblings. So I think that he would be able to pretty much let me know um, where my other two siblings are at, or like I think that he would, or I'm confident that he would at least have accountability of them. And also, I know that my brother is a big gun enthusiast, so I know that he would be at least prepared on that end of things. And then the second person I would reach out to is my dad, because it's with where my dad is, he's, you know, an hour away from my
Oh.
brother. So we've got, um, so I would have to
That was your dad.
reach out to my dad just to make sure that my mom and my little sister are okay. I'm not really worried about my second oldest sister because
Oh,
her
Jorge.
husband well, I'll tell you, let
So
me
rude.
elaborate
Love
here.
you
Her
too.
husband's in the military. They'd be on a military base, and I would say that that's probably one of the better places you can be whenever an incident like this happens.
And that's where I
I
would
would
be
worry
going.
about her, but, like, I wouldn't be as worried because I know that she would be secured, and I also have full confidence in my brother-in-law that he would, protect my sister and their kids. And then, honestly, I'd end up, reaching out to you because I know that you and I have actually done a little bit of training together, so I would definitely
Oh
I would
yes.
definitely wanna reach out to you and try to rendezvous
Dude, come
somewhere.
on. I'm a main character. You know it.
Yeah.
We're all main characters here. The best insult to somebody be like, you're a season 1, episode 1 person.
You're a Robin.
You're going in the first wave, dude.
Yeah.
We're
I'd
not.
probably be like a season 2, finale
I
kinda
always say
person.
I'm season 3. I'm like, people get to know me and like me, then I get my head walloped off or something.
I'll be like, "Guys, I have to sacrifice myself to
No,
let you
no,
guys get
okay.
out of here."
Yeah. That's when they stop watching.
No.
Do you think you'd be
Screw up.
safe on an island? Like, are zombies going through water? Can they swim?
See,
They wash ashore.
I don't know. I feel like
I can't drown.
I do think
Oh.
that they're like, depending on the circumstances, I do think that if an incident like that were to happen, where we were to have a zombie apocalypse, I do think that they would mutate and kind of like
Ooh, don't
evolve
like
with
that.
whatever surroundings that they're in. I don't think it would be as exaggerated as some of the things you've seen in like, The Last of Us or like Resident Evil, because Resident Evil and The Last of Us have some pretty wild creatures out there. But like at the same time, I do think that you know, they would probably end up evolving around whatever environment that they're in, you
Okay,
know?
but before they get in the water to go to an island, will they just automatically know there are people on an island?
I I don't know. I think that they
This
would
is very
have to
important.
be drawn there somehow. Like I feel like
Their smell.
human error would draw
Yeah.
their
Like
attention
a
there
smoke signal or
unintentionally.
something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, trying to pick the perfect island, you know? Key West, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, they're definitely not gonna go there at
Yeah.
all.
That's
Mm.
I'll ask
I
Caleb
don't
what
want
he's
to party.
It
Same.
reminds me of when your comment about the mutation, the Left 4 Dead series, the video game. There are different variants of zombies, and I
gracious.
remember when you play as a team, it's one of the funnest things you can do. But
I still play
there's
it.
do you still really? Okay, do
Yeah.
you remember the one where one of the characters will yell out, and then you hear that like,
Yeah.
what is it called?
The hunter?
Yeah, is it the hunter?
Is it the one that leaps and
Well,
has the hoodie?
screeches before it grabs you.
Might be a smoker because
Smoker.
the smoker goes,
Well,
"Ah,"
there's
and then you
like
hear the
4 or 5 variants, right?
Yeah, so oh man, now you're
Yeah.
opening up a can of worms. So there were witches, hunters,
Oh yeah.
smokers, boomers, and
A lot.
tanks.
Okay, the witches,
Yeah.
dude, that got the first time I played it with my buddies,
Mhm.
they were patient with me because I never played it. I was like, "Oh, dude, this girl's over here crying," and they're like, "No, no, 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 don't go up to her." She's like, you know,
Oh yeah.
I just know I gotta help her
"Are
out.
you okay?" And then she's like, and then she killed me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they're witch zombies too.
Yeah, and then
This is a lot to
pipe
be
bombs in
prepared
that game
for.
are really good. You just
Yeah.
put pipe bomb, you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so
Yeah.
great.
Ammo here.
So with boomers, what boomers would do, they were like these big, fat, nasty looking zombies that they could attack you if they got too close, but they were primarily known for their bile. So they'd throw up on you, and then whenever they threw up on you, they would attract more zombies to you.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. Tanks were I remember the first time I went up against the tank. I remember the first time I went up against a tank, that one actually terrified me. Like, just imagine a big lug like that, like, just charging at you. Looks like a zombie version of the Hulk. No, thank you. That's
I
what
feel
it
like it
was.
tripped. It would trip and then pop, and then you would still get the goop on you and
Something,
sick.
man.
It was a crazy game.
Yeah. I'm gonna
But,
have to play that tonight now.
I know. Who would you risk trying to get to? So, you have your family with you, but who's that one person you're like, "I have to." That kinda sounds like the witch, actually.
Yeah. It's gross.
Yeah, it is gross. Hello? Who's the one person you would have to go get?
I don't know. Come back to me.
Okay, Kyle?
Well,
Your kid's already with you. I'll preface with that.
it's gonna be either my mom, my dad, or my sister, and my sister and her family. So
In that order?
they're that's probably because that's a close in order.
Just one person, though. I'm
One
sorry,
person?
you gotta choose.
Well,
choose.
I guess I'm gonna have to go with my my folks, my parents, my mom, and my dad. I guess
I'll
That'd be
count them.
good
They're a
together.
unit. Okay, fair.
My sister will have to wait until I get there.
Is she married?
Yeah,
Okay, she's fine.
should be.
Jorge?
I trust you, Mark.
I would say any close friend or relative of mine, I mean, I'm gonna do whatever I can to go back and save them. Um, even if I know it's potentially like a suicide mission or something like that. I think, I love my family and I definitely love my friends. So I mean, so I think I would definitely go and risk my neck. And then I would throw it in their face and be like, I saved you.
I saved you.
I saved you. You have to be nice to me.
Mine would be, I think, okay. I live so close to my parents that they'll probably already be here.
Right.
So
What, the zombies or them?
I like that.
I'm kidding.
They could be zombies too.
I
But
know.
my let's already include my parents. But I think the
Oh,
person.
so I see. Now you get to change the rules. I see. It's only
Well,
one.
he
Hey,
said that before,
I did
though.
I'm
preface
just
though.
messing with you.
Yeah.
So, probably my sister-in-law. I have to go get her. I think she could probably get here safely. She's clever, but I think that would be the one person I could initially think of. Yeah,
That makes sense.
I would get her, and then probably, yeah. So let's go on to so kind of the different films I have and TV shows: The Walking Dead, World War Z, Shaun of the Dead, Train to Busan, and The Last of Us. So how would you fare with each type? So The Walking Dead, if you're not familiar with, Steph,
Yeah.
they're kind of slow. Now
Okay.
they do mutate over time, but we'll stick with the slow ones.
Okay.
World War Z, unless you're a sprinter, they're pretty fast. Shaun of the Dead, kind of like The Walking Dead, they're kind of slow. Train to Busan, I think pretty
They're pretty
they're
fast.
pretty fast and crazy. I feel like
Yes.
I think it was a Korean film, but I feel like that gross jaw chomping that's
Oh
pretty
yeah,
scary. Like, and
chomping
then
the bones and gnashing the teeth.
yeah, ugh. And then The Last of Us, it depends on what variant, but they're fast and yeah, they're pretty fast.
Yeah, well, there's different, and like you said before, there's different levels of them. Like in the Last of Us, they have what they call clickers. So like the click, click, click.
Oh
They're
yeah,
like an echolocation.
echolocation. Yeah,
So you have to kind of
Hmm.
be quiet around them, and you can take them out, but it's like only like say if you're standing in front of them, they can only if they turn around and you hear them click, you got to stand still because they. So it's kind of, I mean, but they have some of their stupids too, and they even have I think it might even be bigger ones. Like it's been a while since I played it.
yeah, that really big one in the first season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a couple I think that just they evolve like have different, but they're more rare than.
Hmm.
But yeah, like they have different tiers in that one. So I guess
So
go ahead.
real quick, before you answer this stuff, did you want to come back to who you would go for after first?
Oh no, I put that with wherever Caleb is. That's where I'm going,
Okay, okay,
and I assume everyone else is. So I'm not worried about
okay.
anyone else. Um,
So how would you
so
fare with the Walking Dead zombies?
let me ask a question. Again, this is such a new area for me. Do they all walk in groups, or is it single zombies? Like,
Both.
okay,
They're
cool.
mindless, so they just run with they'll run wherever they can be in herds. But
With
usually
the
They're
herd.
social.
when they get excited or they know there's prey, they'll run in herds.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna go with The Walking Dead. They kind of seem dumb. Are they like sheep that you could put them in a fence and they just walk in
Yeah, you could
circles?
herd them somewhere. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, sounds
I
good.
think you could get like a stick and probably push them
Okay,
somewhere.
yeah. Okay.
I think they're most dangerous if you get caught in them,
Sure,
like
that makes sense.
swarmed by them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I like that. That sounds fun and easier to manage.
Me? Wow. Anyone that says I want the hardest thing to kill, might as well
I want a couple clickers.
might as well just be Predator. Might as well be the what's his name, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I would go with the easiest one, but that's just because I'm not stupid and I like to live. But I guess probably the hardest one's going to be what you said. The one movie I can't pronounce or remember what you said.
Train to
Train to
Busan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like the hardest one. I think the probably next hardest is probably going to be like World War Z or maybe The Last of Us, and
Yeah.
then the mindless one's going to be. So I definitely go with the easiest, just because I'm still going to shoot things, but you got Zombieland, kind of similar,
Yeah. Similar.
So yeah, but the zombie ones Zombieland they get smarter. Yeah, they get the T-1000 and they call it right.
Mm-hmm.
They call it the Terminator.
Terminator.
Those
Hmm.
movies are great.
Jorge?
So I'm gonna just sum this up. So The Walking Dead and Shaun of the Dead, those types of zombies, I think my chances are pretty good because they're slow moving. They might attack in groups, but I think if you have prior knowledge or I think that if you can just kind of see what's around you, obviously, like I think that I would fare well. But Train to Busan, I would not last long. I don't think I would last long at all. And then The Last of Us, I would probably die the moment that the freaking thing broke out. Now with World War Z, you have to remember, so that was a book before it was a movie. And and I don't know why they did this, but in the book, they were the slow moving sort of zombies. And in the movie, you've got they're like, I don't know why they made them super fast, but like if we're talking about the World War Z according to the book, I think I would have good chances. But then World War Z according to the movie, again, I think they would swallow me up in like 5 seconds.
Well,
I don't
in The
think
Last of Us, in the first season, Joel, that's his character's name, right?
Yep, Joe.
yeah.
He's walking with Ellie and he briefly describes how it started. The fungus that they mentioned in the beginning of the show, somehow the mutated fungus, because basically it's some kind of cordyceps or something they call it that will infect a host, but it can't at the time it can't affect human beings because our body temperature is too high. But I don't know if somebody messed with it or whatever, it can affect humans. But he explains that it got into wheat products, and it was a very large percentage of the world that consumed the wheat products and then were infected. So there's always, hence the show title, The Last of Us. There
Mm.
are people that didn't. I mean, luckily, if it happened now, I'm not eating a whole lot of wheat products right now.
Mhm.
So
I'm not eating Wheaties for breakfast.
yeah, Wheat thins. Oh man.
Frosted
Oh,
shredded
boy.
wheat, though. I could
Yeah.
eat some of that.
So you could eat a burrito tomorrow and be like, uh-oh.
Worth it. I don't
Worth
care.
it.
Shoot me.
Hashtag-
Just shoot me in the head.
He would be a clicker, you know.
For sure.
He meant
Yeah, I can see that.
Kyle.
Click. Boom.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yeah, I think I would pick The Last of Us just because I feel I could strategize with the different types. If I could herd some of them to kind of basically protect my fortress community, I'll use them to my advantage.
There you go.
I feel like no matter what, it's a terrible scenario, all right? And you'll probably have your best luck with like The Walking Dead or the most mindless. The higher, like you get in The Last of Us and stuff like that. Like they,
I
yeah,
mean, I could eat a sandwich and then get infected too.
yeah, I know, right?
Let's
You
be
know,
honest, I would die the
I'd
first
rather just be
episode.
like, I don't want to have the fact like it's a fungus. I just rather have the fact of okay, zombie bites me, I'm gonna turn into one. I feel like I have a better chance of like survival that way.
Well, that brings us to our last portion of this. So there's a big turning point in this scenario. You get bit. Okay. How do you handle this?
Hmm.
Do you leave your loved ones? Will they euthanize you?
Oh.
Do you think you'll try to find a cure or turn? What would you do?
Oh, I know what I do right now.
Stephanie, I'm really anxious to hear what you have to say about this.
Me too.
You got bit. You're infected. It's only a matter
I
of
don't
time.
know.
And in this, let's just say in this scenario, you don't turn instantly.
Yeah.
Like it's in World War Z where he counts 12 seconds,
Yeah,
right?
for 12
For the
seconds.
turn. So we'll make it a couple days. How's that?
I was gonna say YOLO, but I guess that's the opposite
YOLO.
of zombies. I don't know. Again, it's I
Let's
have
say
no
you got
idea.
like we say you got 24 hours or something.
That's good.
Am I gonna hurt the people around me?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
Then-
you're gonna be a zombie. It's a
Yeah,
proud boy.
I'm just gonna ask them to just go ahead and take me out. We'll just solve that real quick.
All right.
Yeah, it's not a Shaun of the Dead scenario where they can play video games with you in the shed.
Yeah.
That'd be
That's
so cool.
unfortunate. Yeah,
At least you know
yeah.
you're always gonna win.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Kyle, what would you do?
All right, so I would be like, all right, give me a bottle of whiskey or liquor or something. I'm gonna sit right here. Give me some video games, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, and put me in a box. And then when I go to sleep, either pass out, then shoot me when I'm down and dead. You know what I'm saying? That way I can have a little bit of fun. No one's gonna be too bad. It's kind of like a last ride type thing, but you know, and then I'm not gonna kill anyone, you know, and it'll be all right. I think it'd be the best way to go. Just let me go to my sleep. I'm just gonna get really hammered drunk, and I love you guys. See you later.
See you on the other side.
See you next time.
Jorge, what about you?
First, I'd have a mental breakdown.
That's what the whiskey's for. What do you think?
After seeing that I've been bit, I'm gonna lose my mind.
That's
Like
what the
once I
whiskey's
see
for,
that
man.
I've been bit in a compromised spot where you can't just lug that body part off, I'm going to I'm probably gonna break down. Now, what I would like is I would like to be with my loved ones after I've accepted it. I'm sure I'd probably go through all the stages of
Grief.
grief. But yeah, I'd want to be with my loved ones. And then, to be honest with you, I really don't think that I would have the courage to self-euthanize. So I'm assuming that I'm going to be with my family, but also probably with friends of other family members that don't know me well. So I think what I would do is I would spend every minute that I could with my family and then go to someone around that doesn't know me that well and then ask them to just put me down. I would ask them to
That's a good
probably
idea. I'll
just
adopt
wait
that
till
one.
I turn first before they put me down.
Might be easier for them to rather have my kid be like, come on, son, shoot me. You even want to do
Yeah.
this your whole life.
Shoot me. Shoot me. Yeah. I think that's what I'd probably do.
I like the mental breakdown part.
I do
He's
too.
right. Yeah.
He's so right. Yeah.
Before I give my answer, I remember when Papa John the guy from Papa John's Pizza was in a hot seat for something, and
Mhm.
somebody made a meme about him because in the interview he's red and sweating. And he's like, it said Papa John looks like the guy in the movies, the zombie movies, that gets bit and doesn't say anything. Okay, you okay? Dude, I'm fine. I just ate a bunch of peppers.
I think it's because he used a racial slur. I think that's the
Is that
reason
what it
why he was
was?
in the hot seat. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's funny.
But I think I would make sure my family had as much as I could get, like supplies and everything they needed, as much as I could get them.
Hmm.
Make sure wherever they're at, they're fortified in the few hours that I have. And I would spend time with them, and then I would give myself enough time to get away because I know I'd be like an apex zombie. I'm not trying to brag, but I would do those things, make sure they're set, spend time with them, tell them I love them, and I would just go. I would try to cut down as many Z's as I could before I met my own demise.
Hmm.
So that's what I would do.
Like
I'd try to find a cliff.
Yeah, it'd be hard around here.
That's what I'm saying. Said try.
Yeah,
I did say try. You can find,
I would euthanize myself because I wouldn't want to come back and attack them.
I
But
don't want to do that.
yeah,
I want someone else to do it for me. It's forgivable then.
oh, yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's very.
I think maybe be mercy. We'll have to see how that goes, plays out.
We'll have to see if this actually comes to fruition. But very, very good insight on this scenario. I really like your thoughts. You said you didn't really
Thanks.
prepare, but you've obviously thought deeply
No,
about this.
I know it's just I have not
It's
thought that
instincts.
much because again, it's not something that's ever been a concern. But
Not
again,
yet.
I have a lot of questions. So
That's great.
yeah,
I love it.
That's why I
I feel
chose the
fine.
katana.
yeah.
You don't have
You
to.
know, I do think that whenever it comes down to zombies, though, I think realistically, I don't know if a lot of people really take into account the stages because I mean, if you're going up against a zombie, if of someone that had just turned, opposed to someone that's been decaying for God knows how long, I would think that the person that's being decaying would basically be like nothing, and you could easily do whatever. And you mix in
Just dust and bones.
all that stuff. Yeah, you put both of those in the mix, and it's like I don't know. You might have something to worry about. You may not have something to worry about. I don't know.
I think you punch
Hmm.
them and like it just goes to a cloud of dust. You're like, I'm super strong.
Yeah,
I just can't wait for this to happen.
yeah.
Super.
Because I was
Try to
watching
squeeze
the
out an episode too if it does.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, for those are our listeners that are still
Guys, we're on
there.
Well,
high alert.
This will be a
So
short
everybody-
episode because we all got bit, and we don't know how this is going to go.
Zombies turning. Jorge's turning right now. What's going on? Hey, Jorge.
Oh, you missed your brain.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, this
Yeah, I was watching an episode of The Walking Dead, and one of the characters that I liked, he died. He got killed by a zombie that had clearly been decaying for a while, and I'm just thinking like, this is so stupid. This thing looks so weak, and yet it ripped his stomach open. It was just so stupid, man. I was so mad, but I don't know.
It was hungry, man.
He's hungry.
Yeah, I guess,
Hungry hippo.
but it shouldn't have happened, and that's why I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
Well, he probably came up to his contract and he asked for an extension. They're like, "No, sorry, gotta die."
Yeah,
I have
that's
another
true.
question, one more, and then we can be done. If we could get one of those, do you think those would take out the zombies?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Because
They take
hippos
it
aren't
out
afraid of
anything.
anything.
No.
Okay.
No.
So yeah,
And I think
That's-
most shows. Well,
And all you
yeah,
gotta do is give them those little balls.
animals aren't really
and they follow
affected
'em around.
by the virus.
so like you
Hungry.
just kind of head to a zoo.
That's really smart of you.
Thank you so much.
Well-
That's what you guys have taught me.
There's some.
Well, I think. Go ahead, James.
I don't remember what it's called. It's on Netflix. Came out a couple years ago with Batista. It was in like Las Vegas. It was some kind of zombie film.
Oh yeah, it's like.
But there's a Siberian tiger that was infected
Can't remember.
by the virus.
Well, I'm not saying go hang out with tigers, but yeah, I think a zoo is the safest place.
I think you're
Is that
right.
Army of the
Sweet.
Dead or something like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yes, it
never watched it.
is.
I think I heard of it, but I never watched it.
I was
Don't know
actually
how
going
I
to say that
didn't know that.
hippos are a really good thing to bring up too because they have really thick layers. And so even if they were bitten, I don't think it would affect
Yeah,
them
I think we're
probably
good.
true. And they like water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you'd have to stay on their good side too, because
Yeah.
they could take us out. But
Cool.
yeah,
Do you
The
want to stay on
enemy
their
of my
good side?
enemy is
Don't
my
get
friend.
around them.
Gosh, your
Yeah.
IQ is off the
Whoosh.
charts.
I'm telling you,
Steph,
I am. So, I didn't even
deadliest
think
character
of.
in
Yeah,
this.
the only question I thought about before was wherever Caleb is, I'll go. But otherwise, I literally have no knowledge of anything. So these are real life in the moment questions. So
Dodging bullets.
yeah, and now I feel ready. Honestly, I feel good about it.
I'm not joking here. I feel threatened by you.
Yeah, I think you should.
I know
Yeah.
we're all main characters, but I'm threatened by you.
Yeah, you guys. To me, you guys are the background characters. You know?
So humble. You hear that, guys? It's humble pie.
JK.
She's like, James will get bit first. I can see it. I can see it now.
I'm just kidding.
How do you unlock this door?
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. Well, that's it for today's episode with the Milkhouse crew. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you heard, please don't forget to follow, leave a review, and share with a friend. Until next time, peace out.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.